All right, this thing started on me before I knew it started on me, so I apologize for the little bit of a slow start here, but a little bit out of my realm because I'm out of schedule due to a family conflict. I am doing it earlier than usual, I should say. So let me figure out how I can get everything to fit in here and get us all straight and get ready to go. Looks like we're going to need to go up a little higher to make everything fit. Best I can tell. Hey, Brian B. I'm just finagling some of these settings here. Hello, Tim. How you doing? Like I said, I've got to be somewhere at 1 o'clock, or I got to leave the house at 1 o'clock to be somewhere at 2. So, having to go a little early today, which is not preferable, but it was either that or record it and upload it. And I figured people would rather do the live thing than do that. So that's what I'm going for at this point. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to finagle this because this is not looking good right now. Let's put it up this high and see what happens. For some reason the dice tray is not wanting to show in here, and I don't know why. I'm way out of whack here with the dice tray. All right, we got our line score here. Don't need to worry about the scorebook that I'm using. That's irrelevant. So I think we got everything in place. So we're working on it. Let's see here. Oh, I'm glad, Brian. Being glad it worked out for you. Why is this so blurry is another question. Hello, Philip Reynolds. How are you doing? Let's see. Did that make the... because on my computer probably I've got a low thing here. So let's check my settings on that. Let's go back over to here, do my settings. That's why, because it was showing up as 144 instead of 720. No wonder it was looking really crappy. All right, so let's see if I can move the board over just a hair to fit this lineup board in. Best I can. I think I can now. I think that'll work now. Looks like everything is where you can see it. At least hopefully it is. Don't know where RJL is with his Mets here. And it's kind of appropriate we're doing a Mets game because today is Bobby Bonilla Day, July the 1st, where he makes his $1 million. So not that it has anything to do with the 1975 Mets, but still, they are the Mets nonetheless. So Bobby Bo, I'm sure, is happy about that. All right, Brian B., thank you for the confirmation. I guess we'll get ready to go. I do have the game I do have it in my little scorebook here, so I'll be giving the line score on that as well. It's Canada Day. Okay, I didn't know that, Tim. Thank you. Canada Day for our friends north of the border. Starting pitching, Randy Tate. This was the only season that Randy Tate pitched for the Mets, or actually in the major leagues period. His only season was 1975. He was 5-13 with a 4.45 ERA. And I looked it up. He held right-handers to a 202 average, whereas lefties got him for 285. So if we look at his card, we can see that he's got some automatic outs against righties right here, which is really good. We got a strikeout plus here against righties, which is really good. We got another strikeout here against righties, which is really good. We've got on the pitcher result, 1-13 with a double star against righties is an out, whereas it's a single and a 1-4 against lefties, so that's pretty good. Got a walk plus here against lefties, so that's pretty good. We got a single here against a lefty versus a strikeout versus a righty, so I'd say that they rated this card pretty well. And opposing Randy Tate will be Steve Carlton. Not one of Steve Carlton's better years. He was 15-14 with a 3.56 ERA, so not the Cy Young type Steve Carlton that we're used to, but that's who we have in this game. So we'll put Steve Carlton up here. We'll put Shea Stadium right there. Randy Tate is in his spot. And you can see the benches and the bullpens for both teams. There he is RJL, I knew you would not miss a New York Mets game. And happy Bobby Bonilla Day to you, Robert. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, which I'm sure you are thrilled about. I did do the, I just can't find a place to put it on camera, but I do have the adjusted base running situation. And I would definitely suggest anybody do this that wants to play the game, make it smoother, is you fill this out, because it makes things, it saves you the trouble of the math. I mean, it took me like a minute to fill this in, if that, and now you've got it. So as long as you don't change any outfielders, you're good to go right here. So I'll hold this off to the side. I don't know if there's any place I can put it where maybe I can put it here. I don't know if that would mess everything up. It may or may not. You may not even need to see it. I mean, I don't even know if you really need to see it, to be honest with you. I'll put it there. I'll leave it there. I guess that'll be okay. All right. And Robert says, well, I won't do all of it. I'll just clean it up and say, let's go Mets. How about that? Let's do one more thing here to make sure that we're not blurry, or that we can be as clear as possible. Again, when I do live streams, I can only do 720. I can't do 1080. But my alternative was to record this and upload it at 1 o'clock, but I figured people would rather do the live stream stuff. We'll probably do the game tomorrow night with the recording, even though I'll be home. I still think that game lends itself more to being recorded. Got Met colored dice. Got the white, blue, and the orange against the Phillies. And I think we're just about ready to go. Don't forget, on Monday, this coming Monday, is Robert's opening day on the 2016 season. Mets again will be the offering against Kansas City, rematch of the 15 World Series. Yes, the Mets did win this game 5-2. They Tate got the win. Carlton took the loss. So again, this is Randy Tate's only appearance in the major leagues, was 1975. He did not make another appearance after that. All right, so leading off for the Phillies will be Mr. Dave Cash. Yes, Brian B. I'm wondering the same thing, and actually he is carded with the Reds, which kind of surprises me since he pitched majority of the season with the Mets, but they decided to card him with the Reds. I'm not sure why, but that's just what Chris did, so we're not going to worry about it, but he will be out of uniform if he is going to show up in this game. Hello, Mr. Little. How are you? Okay, we are ready to roll, literally and figuratively. Now they got all my kinks out of the way. And we're ready to go. Dave Cash, Randy Tate. Get a 5-5. That's a double question mark. And I just mentioned this earlier, how he held lefties to righties to a 202 average and lefties to a 285. He is facing a righty. So simply get the double question mark, come down here. 1-13 is an out. That's a 12. So he will be out. And so the game accurately reflects the fact that and that's a ground ball to second, that he was really good against righties. So there you go. Good job there. As a side note, I did see where on the forum, when Chris responded to our chat, that he has actually upped the left-right splits to be 60 batters faced each way. So that really was really kind of a turnoff to me, to be quite honest with you, because now I was looking at 1993, all excited about getting 1993, but Mitch Williams would not be split. He would have a cookie cutter card because he only faced like 50-something batters against lefties. So even though he was the main closer of the Phillies, the wild thing, not sure why he upped it to 60. I mean, I thought 40 was certainly sufficient. Then I heard he went up to 50, but now he's telling me it's up to 60, which is why the 1987 card for Dan Plesac is not split, because he only had 57 at bats or batters faced against lefties. So he's bumped the criteria up to 60 now. So there's going to be a lot of lefties that are going to have cookie cutter cards. And to be quite frank with you, I'm not very happy about it. It may limit my purchases of future inside pitch cards, to be quite frank with you. Now, I do like the game, but that's almost a deal breaker for me when you start doing that. So, but for other people that don't care, hey, great game, go for it. So here's Boa. That's an aside, so don't worry about me. That's just a mini rant, and it's just my opinion. Everybody else has different opinion, and they may not care about it. So to each his own. Like you said, play the game the way you want to play it, however you want to play it. So if it doesn't bother you, then you're good to go. Let's see, 2-3 for Tate is a range play. So we're going on a range play for Larry Boa. For 6-1, that's a single pass first base. Well, the first baseman is Dave Kingman. Now, you know Dave Kingman has a huge, I mean, you know he's fleet of foot at first base and would really, really have great range. Actually, not too bad. He's a 3. They list him as a 3 with an error rating of 7. So he is a 3 at first base. So his range is a 3. Can he get to it? Yes, no, he cannot. It's a 5. Is it going to be a single or a double? No, actually, it's a single, so we don't have to check that. It's already a single, so it just stays a single. So he couldn't get to it. Failed range play. So Larry Boa will stick with his single. Kingman couldn't stop it. And Larry Boa is aboard for Jay Johnstone. And this is one of the 1975 cookie cutters. Despite having 350 at-bats, he did not have enough against lefties. I didn't alter the card at all, so if he hits a home run against a lefty, it just happens. But probably if the Mets bring in a lefty reliever, which the only one they have is Hall. So if Hall comes in and Johnstone's at bat, I'm going to pinch hit for him, so we won't even have to go that route. Strategy roll for Boa. Needs a 5. Got a 9, so that's not going to happen. Nothing going on there. Here's Tate to Johnstone. 1-6 is a possible error on a throw. Johnstone. 6-6 is a single to right field. Now, that's an 11. The right fielder error in this case, right fielder is Staub, Rusty Staub. We'll check his error rating. He's actually only a 3 error rating, so will not be an error whatsoever. But we will have to check and see if he can get to third base. If we look at our little chart for the Mets, single to right field is a +2. +2 because Staub has a 0 arm, and the chart says to go from first to third, you add 2. Well, he's a 4, so you add 2 gives him a 6, so he will make it automatically. And runners are on the corners here in the top of the first for the Phillies with 1 out. And coming up will be the Bull, Greg Luzinski. Now, RJL, if you're paying attention or watching or whatever, I'm assuming with 1 out and runners at the corners, if you were playing this game, and this was the first inning, you would play double play depth and take the chance that rather than playing the infield in. I'm assuming you would do that. So to me, I'm going to go that route. So double play depth, you got it. Strategy roll. 3 for Johnstone. His attempt, though, is a 2. I don't think you're going to hit and run with a Bull here. So I think you're going to just, because he strikes out too much. So we're going to go ahead and let Tate swing away. Infield is double play depth. 3-3 is a walk plus. It may not matter. He is a walk of 13. Stadium takes away 1, makes it a 12. But the walk plus will make him a 22. So he will draw the base on balls. In fact, he would have walked without the plus. So Luzinski walks to load the bases. And now the enigma that is Dick Allen will be coming up with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Strategy roll for pickoffs. Nothing happening. Infield still double play depth. He is a 3 double play rating, so good double play candidate if you can get a ground ball out of him. Tate, 5-2 is the ballpark card. Going to Shea Stadium for the first time. Shea Stadium. We get a 1-4, and that's a ground ball to first. Now, the bad part is, and I'm not sure why Shea Stadium is coming up a little fuzzy on my camera there. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I can't tell. But I bring it over here. Ground ball to first. But then again, you don't get that benefit of playing double play depth with the first baseman. Now, first baseman, bases loaded, a ground ball double play. I'm assuming can go 3-2-3 if they want to try it. Let's check here. Double play rating of Allen is a 3. Let's see. There is no pivot because the pivot would be to the catcher. Actually, if you're playing back, you can go to second. My bad. So it's going to be the pivot is actually going to be the shortstop, and that'll be Heidemann. And Heidemann's shortstop pivot is a 0. So we're stuck with a 3. That you don't get the boost for being halfway when it gets to first base. So it's going to be a 1-3 for a double play. Anything else, the run scores. It's a 3, so it is going to be a double play. Dick Allen hits into the 3-6-3 double play. And the strategy of playing back for the double play pays off. The Phillies load the bases but come away empty-handed. And we go to the bottom of the first. No score. Now, I need to start doing some pre-recorded inside pitch games so you can see that the cards actually look pretty good, not my crappy live stream, which comes up at 7:20 and sometimes gets blurry. But we'll work on that eventually. All right, Gene Kleins, the Mets have gone with their right-handed platoon hitting players because you got Garrett, Cranepool, Milner all on the bench, and Unser all on the bench. So, well, we'll wrap up the inning for the Phillies. They had no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. All right, bottom of the first we go. Gene Kleins, the batter. No double play. Why would there not be a double play? Oh, you know what? Tate had a -1. You were right about that. I totally missed that. Let's go back to where we were. See, that's why we need corrections here. So there's no double play. My bad. My bad. Let's put the runners back where they belong. So let's fix this. Let's fix this. It's not a double play. It's a 3-6 fielder's choice. The run does score. Larry Boa scores. John Stone goes to third. So let's put John Stone back on third. Good catch, guys. I totally missed that. And Dick Allen is at first. And, of course, that's going to change to a 1. Let me get my little tape. Upon further review. Upon further review, as Steve Tower would say. Now Tabby has come in, so hopefully she'll be quiet. But let's fix this real quick so we don't have any issues going forward. We know they got at least 1 run in this inning. There are now 2 outs. Let's put it back to the 2 outs side. Now it's RJL. I'm going to be confident that Tabby will just keep her spot. She's resting right now and laying on the carpet, just having a little nap. So hopefully she stays there. Hopefully there will not be a delay. All right, so we reboot ourselves. Sorry about that, folks. We'll reboot ourselves. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Tate now will be facing Johnny Oates. Came over from Atlanta mid-season, or early season, I guess. Dick Allen has an attempt of 2, but nothing's happening. So Tate to Oates. 4-2, and that is a 4-2 is a range play. Going to a range play for Johnny Oates. Get a 1-2. That's a fly to left. We're checking the range of the left fielder, Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones's range in 1975 is a 2. Not very good, so that could produce a run right here if they don't catch this. And he does not. It's going to drop in. Will it be a single or a double? It's going to be a single. So a single to left, John Stone will score. To go to left field, on a single to left, it's a -1, but there are 2 outs, so that's a +1. That levels it out, basically. So 1-3, Dick Allen's going to make third base. And he does. So Dick Allen will take third on the single from Johnny Oates, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Phillies. So maybe we shouldn't have done double play depth. I don't know, because that failed double play is coming back to cost them at least 2 runs, and now they got to deal with a guy named Michael Jack Schmidt, who's coming up. Strategy roll again. 20, so we got a possible pickoff, balk, or pickoff error. 1-3 is a balk, 4-6 is a pickoff, 7-9 is a pickoff error, 10 or higher, nothing happens. It's a 3, so he's going to pick Johnny Oates off first base. So he picked him off to end the inning, and they get away with just the 2 runs. Could have been a lot worse. And they leave Mike Schmidt at the plate with runners on the corners. It's a good spot if you're the Phillies. Good spot to leave him. So Phillies pick up 2, but Mike Schmidt will have to lead off the next inning, thanks to the pickoff from Randy Tate. Don't know how many pickoffs he had during the season, but none bigger than that one, I don't think. And Now Steve Carlton will come out, so we'll adjust the runs for the Phillies. 2 runs on 3 hits now, and only 1 left because of the pickoff. So 2-0 Phillies. We go to the bottom of the first, and thank you guys again for checking that. All right, Gene Kleins will lead off. As I was saying earlier, they loaded the lineup with, and I'm thinking Yogi Berra was the manager, so he's playing the percentages. He's loading up his lineup with right-handed hitters that might not normally play against a right-handed pitcher, but they are against Carlton. Carlton declines 5-6, and the first thing right off the bat is a straight-up home run chance. Kleins, though, is a 0. He hit no home runs on the season, so no home run chance, but he will get to swing, and you can see here he's got a lot of hits against lefties. He split very well in this game against lefties. He really clobbers lefties. 6-3, but he found one that was generic, and it's just a fly to right for out number 1. But he's got a lot of split chances. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 split chances that are base hits against lefties that aren't against righties. So definitely a nice card done by Chris on that one. When he splits them well. It's just my only problem is he doesn't split enough. He doesn't split those platoon players. That's the only gripe I have. The guys that when they do get rated as splits, he does them very, very well. No complaints whatsoever. Here's Felix Mian, probably choked up on the bat more than anybody ever seen in my life. Carlton 4-3. That's a strikeout chance, and that's a 2. Carlton against a lefty, he strikes out as a 3. Stadium adds 2, makes him a 5, so the 2 definitely fits. And Mian, Felix the Cat Mian strikes out. And that'll bring up Mr. Cleon Jones. He had that failed range play last inning. Carlton 3-4. That's a possible error on a throw if a throw is needed. 1-4. That's a single to short. I don't think you do the speed thing. I think that's when it's a regular error, not an error on a throw. Let me just double check it. Error on a throw. Single to short says number 9. Infield single with 1 extra base advancement on a bad throw. All right, well, that's a 1, so it's a single plus an error, so it's a bad throw. Bad throw there by the shortstop, Larry Boa. He uncorks one, so Jones will single and take second on the throw. How about that? With that 1 on the D20, that cost him. So will be a throwing error on Larry Boa. His error rating is a 9, so 1 definitely is going to do it to you. Here's Joe Torre. He is up with Cleon Jones. Strategy roll for Carlton. No 20, so nothing going on there. Carlton 4-3, and that's a strikeout chance. That's a 9, so he will get him. So Joe Torre out on strikes to end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 error, and 1 left. And we go to the second inning. Phillies 2, Mets nothing here from Shea Stadium. And Randy Tate is back out. And he'll be facing Mike Schmidt, who was at the plate when Johnny Oates got picked off first base. So Schmitty is up there against Mr. Tate. 4-3, and that is a potential walk. That's a 4. He will draw the base on balls. So Mike Schmidt, leadoff walk. And Tate might have a short outing if he doesn't perk up a little bit. Here's Jerry Martin, the center fielder. I guess Gary Maddox is injured at this point. Or maybe he hadn't come over from the Giants yet. I'm not sure what the case is, but he's not on the roster, whatever it is. Strategy roll. Nope, nothing happening. Tate to Martin, 5-3. That's a strikeout chance. 12 is going to get him because he's 11, but the stadium adds 2, makes it a 13, so that's a strikeout. Jerry Martin out on strikes, and that'll bring up Carlton. Now the question is, do you bunt with Carlton? He's a 156 hitter, which is, okay. But we're gonna play the bunt here. Strategy roll first, just to make sure nothing funky is happening. There's not. So we'll do a bunt. I'm gonna do a manual bunt. I'm not gonna worry about doing the other stuff. So Tate 3-5, and that is against a lefty. That's a straight up single. So even though he's trying to bunt, and I'm assuming RJL, the fact I was calling for a bunt, this says an S1, so I'm thinking that overrides the bunt, and he just gets the S1 as far as I'm concerned. So an S1 to get from first to 30 into 4 or better. He's only a 3, so Schmidt will stop at second. But that's the way I'm playing it. It's an S1, so single for Carlton. And that's going to put runners at first and second with only 1 out for Dave Cash. Infield at double play depth. Nothing on the strategy. Tate, 5-1 is a blank. First blank on Tate. In fact, that's the only blank he's got on his card is 5-1. Everything else has something there. Thank you, Joel. Thank you. Appreciate that. All other results proceed to bunt. S1 is ignored. Is that what it says? Is S1 ignored? On the bunt? All the results proceed to... It's on the chart. Okay, let me look at the bunt here for the chart. Let me see if I can find it. All can be overridden based on game situation or gamer's choice, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'll just take your word for it, RGL, and we will just go for it. We will go back to the bunt then. We will go back and bunt. So let's go back to where we were, and we'll work on the bunt for Carlton, who bunt rating is a 3. Okay. Bunt rating is a 3. So I'm assuming I don't bunt much in this game, so when you play the corners in, does that lower his bunt rating by 1, or we just stick with the 3 bunt rating? Logically, it seems like he should drop to a 2, but okay, it says all other results proceed to bunt. Yep, I do see that now. So his bunt rating is a 2. That's what I thought. Okay, so his bunt rating is a 2. Roll 1d20 and 1d6 to see who feels it. All right, that's a 17. As a 2 bunter, a 17 says G/double play. Bunted too hard. Proceed as you would any ground ball double play. All right, and the 3 means the first baseman. So it's bunted too hard to Dave Kingman. So we're going for a double play. His double play rating is a 4. -1 there is a 3. You don't get anything for the first baseman. So it's a 1 to 3, and the pivot we already know is a 0. So it's a 1 to 3 for a double play. And they turn it. Now, hopefully I did that correctly. I'm hoping I did it correctly. We did a 3. He is a 4. -1 from him is a 3. No adjustment at first base, so it stays a 3. And we rolled a 3. So that should be a double play. As far as I know, it should be a 3-6-3 double play. So it's going to be a 3. So Carlton did not get his single like I thought he had. He's going to hit into the 3-6-3 double play to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. So that really, had I not bunted, he would have gotten a hit. Pivot rating's a 0, so there was no addition to that. So at least I'm pretty sure. Let me check Heidemann again. Yep, he's a 0 rating. So nothing doing there for the Phils. That didn't turn out the way the Phillies would have liked. Had they let Carlton swing away, they would have had a base hit. But I mean, would they really have had Carlton swing away in real life? That's the question. I'm trying to play it the way I think. They would play it. So, all right, Rusty Staub is your leadoff man for the Mets here in the bottom of the second. 6-6, and against a lefty, that's a strikeout plus. He strikes out as a 6. The plus makes it a 16. Stadium adds 2 makes it an 18. So that's going to be a strikeout of Rusty Staub. So Staub is down on strikes. And Dave Kingman is your batter. King Kong Kingman. Speaking of strikeouts, 5-4, and that's a blank. Now, we just had 5-4 against the lefty. It was a strikeout plus, but against the righty, it's a blank. So Kingman gets some life. 2-4, and that's, oh, he just missed. 2-3 would have been a home run to center field. 2-4, though, is a deep fly out to left field for out number 2. Just one number away from a home run that would have cut the lead in half. Here's Jack Heidemann. I honestly admit I don't know a whole lot about Jack Heidemann. Even though he only has 145 at-bats, he is split because he had enough at-bats against lefties, apparently. And he hits lefties well, according to this. Got a double here, triple here, couple of singles here. So 5 of those grids, and all his home run is a 5 and a 0. So he had 1 home run. It was against the lefty. Carlton, 6-1, walk plus, and that will put Heidemann on with a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up catcher John Stearns. Strategy roll for Carlton. Nothing happening. Carlton to Stearns, 5-4. Again, that's a third time roll I've rolled 5-4. Stearns a righty means it's a blank. So we go to Stearns. 3-2, and that is a star line 5, which is a fly to left to end the inning. Put away out there by the bull, Luzinski. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the third at Shea Stadium. It is still 2-0 favor of the Phillies. Or if you're a generic Stratomatic fan, favor of the cheesesteaks, which is what shows up on the Strat PC when you buy the game, till you change it. So here's Dave Cash. He will lead things off after the double play that Carlton hit into. Tate to Cash, 2-3, and that is a range play. So we're going for a range play on Cash. 4-4, that's a fly to right field. We're checking the right fielder, Rusty Staub. Legrand Orange. And he is rated as a 3, which is, listed, to me as average, because 1's excellent, 5 is poor, so 3 is right in the middle. So 1, 2, or 3, he'll make the catch. And he does. Rusty Staub hauls it in. Nice running catch for Rusty Staub. Makes the play, and that'll bring up Larry Boa. Hello, Mr. Al. How are you doing? Legrand Orange. Yes, indeed. Here's Larry Boa. Boa, his first time up, singled and scored. Tate, 3-3 is a walk plus. He only walks at a 5. Stadium takes away 1, makes it a 4. The plus is a 14, but that's a 17. So no walk for Boa. He's got to earn it. 4-5, and that's a split chance. Against a righty, though, that's going to be a fly to right field for out number 2. So 2 flyouts to right field to start the third inning. And the bull, Greg Luzinski, is up. Tate, 5-6, strikeout plus to a righty. So he already strikes out of 13. Stadium adds 2, make it a 15. The plus makes it a 25. So even though that's a 20, he will still strike out thanks to the plus. And that's going to do it for the Phils in the third. They go up 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the third, still 2-0 favor of the Phils behind Steve Carlton. Although, like I said, not one of Steve Carlton's better seasons. And the Mets won this game in real life as well. Randy Tate, the pitcher, is going to lead off. He did not have a hit in 41 at-bats. So if you want to see a card with no hits on it, there it is. He had 0 hits. The only way he's getting a hit is on a failed range play or ballpark. That's going to be about it. Yep, 0 for 41. Hello, Mr. Little. If I missed you before, I apologize. I thought I saw you before, but maybe I didn't. Sometimes it's hard to keep up on those things. 4-6 strikeout chance. I think that's pretty obvious. He's going to strike out. He's got a 37 there, so I think that's pretty obvious that Randy Tate just struck out. Here's Gene Kleins. Flew to right field his first chance. but he does hit lefties well. 4-5. That is a double question mark pitcher result. 1-4 is an out against a righty, but that's a 13, so Kleins will get a chance. See if he can hit one of those splits. 4-2, he does not. Star 5. It's a fly to left field in the bowl. Greg Luzinski puts it away for out number 2. And that'll bring up Felix Acatmian. Struck out his first chance. 2-4. He might do it again. Strikeout there. But he doesn't strike out here. He has a 3 plus the 2 is a 5, but that's a 9. So he doesn't strike out here. He didn't strike out much. Mian, 4-6. He's going to line it hard right to Schmidt. And the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down go the Mets here in the bottom of the 3rd. And this will probably be the only time we see these two teams anymore, because in the second half I'm going to be looking more towards teams that are leading the playoff run. Now the Phillies might get another crack at it, but I really doubt the Mets will, because it depends on how if the replay baseball PC or strap, I'm not, if that puts them in the running, then hey, we'll show some more of those games, but we'll have to wait and see what comes up here. All right, due up here in the top of the 4th, it'll be well, Johnstone struck out his last time up, so it's actually going to be Greg Luzinski. I think I might have had him batting out a turn, actually. Should have been Johnstone batting, not Luzinski, but he would have struck out anyway, so it's actually Luzinski's up there. Somebody didn't catch that for me. I'd have to look it up, RJL, and pull up the computer to find out, and I don't. If I do that, I'll let you know shortly. But they were, kind of a 50-50 team. It depends on how the replay baseball sim would do it. Let me see if I can pull it up without messing up the stream here. I'll try to pull up Action PC and see what we got on the not Action PC, PC Replay. My bad. I don't know why I said Action PC. It's actually PC Replay. That's where I was going with that. And this game was played June 28th, by the way. We're a little bit behind the 2023 calendar of July 1st. We're at June 28th. So the Mets right now, the Mets are 5 games under. They're 5 games under, so, and 11.5 out of the lead. Philadelphia's 7 games back of Pittsburgh, so. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out the rest of the season, but we'll see. Oh, now Tabby chimed in. We'll keep her out of the way. All right, so apparently I batted Luzinski and Johnstone out of turn. I had Luzinski struck out, and it should have been Johnstone's at bat, but as it turns out, with the plus and everything, that would have been a strikeout anyway. So now Luzinski gets his regular time at bat. Hello, Rodolfo. How are you doing? Good to see you. Luzinski against Tate. 2-2. That's a strikeout chance. 17 will not get him. He's a 13 plus the 2 is a 15, but that's a 17. So Luzinski will swing. 3-2, and that is a star 3. And that's going to be a ground ball to first. 1 away. Now, the caveat on that, RJL, is if we get a Tom Seaver game and they're playing somebody that's in contention, that will definitely be a strong contender to put them on there, because you got to have the Cy Young Award winner on there, So, as long as, they aren't playing, Atlanta or somebody, or Houston or somebody like that. If they're playing the Pirates or somebody like that, there's a very good chance they could reappear. Here's Dick Allen. Dick Allen, 5-1. Blank. That's the 1 blank on Randy Tate's card. Dick Allen will swing. 4-1's a single to left field for Dick Allen. So a 1-out single for Mr. Allen. And that'll bring up Johnny Oates. And strategy roll for Dick Allen needs a 2. That's a 20, though. Chance of another pickoff. Randy Tate's already picked 1 runner off first. Can he do it again? 7. No, it's a pickoff error. So pickoff error. And that will send the runner to second base. I believe when you do a pickoff error, it's just a 1 base advancement. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you do it again after that. I'm pretty sure it's just a 1 base advancement. And I don't think you obviously don't have to check for an error because it's built into that number. So his feast or famine. He picked 1 runner off. This one he throws it away. E1. and Dick Allen takes second base. Hello, Doug. How you doing? So Johnny Oates is up now with Dick Allen at second base. Nothing on the strategy this time. Tate to Oates. 1-4. That's a strikeout chance, and he got him. So Johnny Oates is out on strikes for out number 2. And now you got Michael Jack Schmidt up there with first base open. I'm leaning towards an intentional walk here, RJL. Jerry Martin, a 212 hitter with not much pop, is on deck. And Schmidt's up with first base open. So I'm thinking IW here, hold the 4 fingers up and do the, throw the 4 pitches, not the automatic send him without making any throws. Tate will have to make the 4 throws to Stearns for the intentional walk to send Mike Schmidt to first base. Because you don't want Mike Schmidt to beat you. So I'm assuming, RJL, you approve of that intentional walk of Michael Jack Schmidt with second base, or first base open, I should say. All right, so that brings up Jerry Martin. And strategy roll for Mr. Tate. That's a 9. Nothing's happening. And Jerry Martin, the batter. Martin, his first time up, struck out. Tate, 2-4. That's a possible error on a ground ball. Go to Martin. 2-3. It's a fly to center, so no error to worry about. And the inning is over. And at least for now, it looks like the intentional walk was the right move. So nothing doing for the Phillies. No runs, a hit, and an error, and 2 left. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, still 2-0 Phils. And we are now looking at Cleon Jones. He singled and reached on a throwing error, or went to second on a throwing error by Boa. So Cleon Jones only had 50 at bats, so he wasn't a Met very long. I'm pretty sure that's the end of his career. I don't mind the fact that he's not split because he only had 50 at bats. I mean, he's a marginal player. 2-4, strikeout chance 13 is not going to get him. He's going to get to swing away against Mr. Carlton. 6-2, it's a single to right field, so Cleon Jones 2 for 2 in this game. And now Joe Torre, the batter. Strategy roll. 16, nothing happening. Carlton to Torre, 1-2, and that's an automatic out against a right-hander, that double star line. We'll see what the out is. It's a 2, which is a ground ball to short, possible double play. His double play rating is a 4. Nothing from Carlton. They're halfway, makes him a 5. The pivot is a second baseman, Cash. His pivot is a 0. So anything other than a 6, it's a double play. And it's a double play. It's going to go 6-4-3. Joe Torre with the rally-killing 6-4-3 double play. Takes the wind out of the sails in this inning. But they still have Legrand Orange coming up. Thanks, Tim. He played for the Sox in '76. Okay. I figured he was kind of near the end here. Carlton to Staub, 6-5. Home run question mark against the lefty, 1-14. That passes. So Rusty Staub on a 1-13 will go deep. And he does. Rusty Staub, Legrand Orange, cranks one off of Steve Carlton and cuts the lead in half to 2-1. And now how big was that double play? Could have tied the game, but as RJL says, kaboom. And Rusty Staub, Legrand Orange, with the home run, cut the lead in half. And now, speaking of home runs, here's Kingman. Carlton, 4-1 strikeout chance, though. He got him to end the inning. But Rusty Staub's home run cuts the lead in half. We are now at a 2-1 ball game. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors and none left for the Mets. And we go to the 5th, 2-1, favor of the Phillies. But the Mets have cut the lead in half and gotten themselves right back in the ball game. And leading things off for the Phils will be Steve Carlton, who bunted into a double play and gave up his hit by trying to bunt, but he's going to get the swing this time. 2-6 is a walk chance, but he will not walk. So he'll get the swing away. 3-6, that's a grounder to short. Heidemann makes the play. One down. Top of the order for Dave Cash. Cash is 0 for 2. He grounded to second and flew to right. 6-5, and that is an automatic out for Randy Tate against a right-hander. The automatic out will be a 2. He's a ground ball pitcher. 5 of his outs are grounders. Only 1 is a fly ball. This is a grounder to short. So once again, Heidemann is right there. 2 up and 2 down. Cash did have 699 at-bats. Willie Wilson had like 705 in 1980. It's the most I've seen in a long time. It's that 705. I think it was 705. Here's Boa. 1 for 2 with a single. 2-6 is a walk chance, and he will draw the base on balls. He walks at a 5, -1's a 4, but the 3 fits. So Larry Boa, 2-out walk. And Boa did steal 24 bases. He's got an attempt of 3. It's a 4, so he can't go, and you're not doing the hit and run with 2 outs. So it's actually Johnstone that's up this time. I do have him in the right order right now. So Johnstone's up. He's singled and struck out. Tate, 4-1. Hit by pitch chance. 0 here, but he's a +6, but that's a 9. So that line is underneath that number, so it is a 9, not a 6. So there's no hit by pitch. Johnstone will swing 3-2, and he grounds it to second to end the inning. We'll say that Mian just goes a short way for the easy play to first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-1 Phils. Mets right in it against Mr. Carlton. If they can just get some run support. They solo home run, but they would like to get some pop with some guys on base. And speaking of Jack Heidemann, he made those 2 defensive plays last inning. He's up to bat this inning. He walked his first chance. Carlton 3-3 is a blank to a righty, so Heidemann will swing. 2-1, and it's a pop-up to Schmidt at third base. 1 down, and that brings up Mr. Stearns, the catcher, with the pitcher Tate on deck. Carlton 2-6 ballpark card going to Shea Stadium for the second time in this game. 6-3, it's a star 2, which is a ground ball to short. Boa is there. 2 away. And now with 2 outs and the base is empty, Mr. 0 for 41 steps in. It's a good time to have him bat when he's 2 outs, base is empty. Carlton 2-6, more ballpark. Now he's got a chance to get a hit because he's on the ballpark card. Wouldn't that be appropriate? 3-3, no, it's a star 3. It's a fly to center. Put away out there by Martin to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down for the Mets here in the 5th. We go to the 6th, still 2-1, tight game. Just the way we like them. Tight and low scoring. At least that's how I like them. But other people might like more runs, but I like a good pitching matchup as much as the next guy. All right, so due up for the Phils. It'll be the Bull, Greg Luzinski. He walked and grounded to first. 0 for 1. Tate can face 25 batters. Right now he has faced 21, so this is probably his last inning. 4-4, and that's a strikeout chance. 18 will be too high. The Bull will swing. 4-5. He's going to fly to right field. 1 down. Luzinski is out of there. Here's Dick Allen. We get a 2-3. 2-3 is a range play. 2-2. That's a single to short, but it's a range play. Range of the shortstop Heidemann is not very good. It's only a 2. So most likely this will get through. And it does. So it's a base hit for Dick Allen. Single for Allen. He's aboard again. And here's Johnny Oates stepping to the plate. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Infield double play depth. Tate, 5-6. Against the righty, it's a strikeout plus, but against the lefty Oates, it is nothing. Oates will swing with his cooker cutter card. 4-5, and that's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Possible double play, but you lose one with Tate's double play rating. Plus, he's already got a -1, so that's a -2. And he's a 2 there, makes it a 0. And then the pivot at second base, it would no, actually the pivot would be shortstop Heidemann with the lefty up there, so that's a 0. So we get a double play rating of 0. So the way I interpret that is we roll to see if we get a force play on Dick Allen or not. He's a 3, but being held makes him a 2. That's a 4. So it's going to be a force play on Oates, as it's going to go 1-6 on the fielder's choice. And I'm hoping I did that right. Pretty sure I did. So 2 down for Mike Schmidt, who was intentionally walked last time, but first base is no longer open. Still walking if you really wanted to. 2, no chance there of anything going on. So Tate to Schmidt. 4-4, and that's a strikeout chance. 15 will get him. So Schmidt goes down on strikes. Heidemann says, I'm not scared of you. And he struck him out. So we go to the bottom of the 6th for the Phillies. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. Bottom of the 6th, still 2-1, favor of the Phillies. Carlton back out, and he will be facing Gene Kleins, top of the order. Smart move, Mr. Little. I do the same. I don't use ball score, ball stat. I either use Strat or I use PC Replay, whichever one I have the season for. Much easier interface. All right, here's Kleins. He's 0 for 2. He flew to right and flew to left. Now he just needs to fly to center. Complete the circuit. 3-4 is a possible error on a throw. So Kleins. 5-4. And a 5-4 is a split chance, would be a single to the shortstop. Single to short. So Boa could make a throwing error. That's an 11. Boa's error rating is only a 9. So there will not be a throwing error. It will simply be a single for Gene Kleins. He singles, and he took advantage of that left-right split. That's one of the left-right splits that are on his card, is that that 5-4 right there. One of those 6 splits is right there, and he found it. That'll bring up Felix Millan. Kleins not much of a, well, he actually stole 4 bases. He got an attempt of 2. That's not going to happen there. So double play depth. Could bunt with, oh boy, I wonder if you want to override to a manual bunt with Millan. Don't know if you want to do that with Jones and Torrey coming up, or whether you have Millan swing away. Millan is 0 for 2. Boy, this would, to me, in real life, this would be a perfect time to bunt. What say you, RJL? Even though I didn't roll the strategy roll bunt, what say you about doing a manual bunt here? Because he's a 5 bunter. It makes perfect sense. Even with the infield in the corners, it's a 4. You say hit away. Okay, we're going to have him hit away then. Carlton will hit away, will swing, will pitch rather. 3-6, we're going to the ballpark card, going to Shea Stadium for Millan's at bat. 5-1's a ground ball to short. Could be a double play. He's a 2. They're halfway, makes him a 3. The pivot cash at second base is a 0. So it's a 1-3 for a double play. And it's a 2. It will be a double play. 6-4-3. Double play. Second double play hit into by the Mets, which is why I was inclined to bunt. But since it didn't come up on the strategy roll, I guess if you want to keep the strategy rolls, only do manual bunts with the pitchers. That makes sense. I can see that. So here is Cleon Jones against Carlton. 6-3, strikeout chance. 14 is too high. Go to Jones, who is 2 for 2. 3-5, he's now going to be 3 for 3. There's a single to left field. So the double play really coming into play now. That could have been big, but maybe they can start a 2-out rally. Here's Joe Torre. He struck out and hit into a double play, so not exactly having a highlight day. 9, nothing happening. Carlton, 3-1, walk chance. 11 is too high, so we go to Torrey to finish. 4-5 for Torrey is a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. And we'll say that Schmidt goes a short way to cash, 5-4 for the fielder's choice. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. 6 innings are in the books. It's still 2-1 favor of the Phillies. Those 2 runs in the first inning, thanks to a failed double play chance that extended the inning, those runs have stood up. And, of course, the only Met run was a home run, courtesy of Rusty Staub. So here comes Randy Tate. He can face 25 batters. He has exactly faced 25 batters. So he is now tired. So RJL, as the Met fan, I will leave it up to you. Do you let him continue? He is tired. And coming up for the Phillies, it's the bottom of the order. It's Martin, Steve Carlton, and Dave Cash are the scheduled hitters. But he is tired. He's faced exactly 25 batters. Martin would be batter 26. So RJL, I'll let you manage there and do your inner Yogi Berra. Do you take him out? And if you do take him out, okay, let him pitch. All right, but he's going to be tired. So if he hits that question mark roll, then that means he's got to come out. But we're going to see if he can do it without it. So here's Martin. 4-5, and the first roll, he hits the tired roll. Go figure. What are the odds of that? 4-5, and he hits the single, so he's got to come out. He has no choice. He's got to come out. It's a base hit from Martin. Carlton is your scheduled hitter. Now, you've got Carlton, Cash, and Boa. So RJL, which one of those, I'm assuming you're not going to use Tom Hall, so which one of the right-handers are you going to use? Baldwin, Sanders, Webb, or Apodaca? I believe Apodaca was a closer. Baldwin 3-5 with a 3.33 ERA and 6 saves. I'm kind of leaning towards him, but I'll let you make that choice. Hank Webb a 4.07 ERA. Ken Sanders has a 2.30 ERA, so we could use him. So we're going with Baldwin according to RJL. So Tate has to go, and we're going with Baldwin. No double switch because we're far enough away from the pitcher only comes up. He's 5 batters away, so the chances of well, I don't know. Let's see. If we do a double switch, who would they take out? We're going to leave it alone. Since RJL is not a fan of the double switch, I will not double switch with his Mets. I will keep everything status quo. So Baldwin, the new pitcher. Tate went 6+ innings. 6 innings plus the 1 batter. He gave up 6 hits and 2 runs, although the run on base is his responsibility. Check walks and strikeouts. 1, 2, 3. I got him for 3 walks and strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got him for 4 strikeouts. So a little bit messy, but that's his line score. 6+ innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. And of course, he is for the pitcher decision, he right now would be saddled with the loss unless the Mets tie the game. All right, so Baldwin is in there. Carlton is up. Let's see what happens on a strategy roll, first of all. 16, nothing happening. Or is it? Let's check the bunt chart for Carlton. Check his bunt chart for a 16. Let's see here as a 16. A bunt of 3. No, you need a bunt of 5 to do. Oh, pitchers. I'm sorry. 16. All he needs is a bunt rating of 2 to have, if I'm reading this chart correctly. I rolled a 16 on the D20, which is right here, 16 through 19. So a bunt rating of 2 for a pitcher seems to me he can bunt. It seems to me it passes that test to be able to bunt. So I'm going to go ahead and bunt with Carlton since the D20 approves it. And I do want to bunt. So first of all, Baldwin will pitch. See if he gets a strikeout or not. 1-1 is a possible wild pitch, and that's an 8. So he is going to do a wild pitch. That will take the bunt off right there. No need to bunt now because you got the wild pitch sending him to second base anyway. So we're going to have him swing away now at this point. We're not going to risk another bunt where he could, end up forcing Martin at third base or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and let him swing away. Baldwin to Carlton. 1-6 is a range play. Infield is back because the runner's at second base, not first. It is a range play for Carlton. 2-4 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Baldwin is a 5, so that works out very well for the Mets. And they needed it, too, because it was a 5. So Baldwin makes the play. Now, with the ground ball back to the pitcher, runner on second, ground ball back to pitcher, it says, let's see here, runner holds and the ball is hit to, if it's higher than the BR rating of the runner. Well, BR of Martin is a 4, so we got to roll a 5 or a 6, or else he's going to take third base. And he does take third base, according to what I'm looking at in the rules. So it acts like another sacrifice, basically. So since his BR is a 4, it beat that 3, he will make it to third base. So Carlton was able to get the runner over. And now with only 1 out, the infield's going to have to come in. They can't afford to give up another cheap run. And Baldwin will pitch. Nothing happening on the strategy roll. Baldwin, 4-5. That is a strikeout chance to a righty, but 12 is way too high for that. Cash will swing, 2-6. Star 1 is a ground ball to second. Martin is a 2. Do we risk it sending him home, or do we hold him? He scores on a 1, 2, or 6, so it's a 50-50 chance. So the Phillies are going to send him. A 1, 2, or 6, he will score. 3, 4, 5, he's going to be out at the plate. That is a 3. He is out. So he tried it, but it did not work. But he forced the issue. 50-50 chance, just didn't work out for him. So Cash reaches on the fielder's choice. The out's going to go 4-2 as Mian throws to Stearns, who put on the tag and blocked the plate. And the Mets keep the score where it is temporarily, at least for now. Cash is up. He could possibly go if he gets a jump, but he cannot. So Baldwin to Boa. 6-5, possible error on the throw. Go to Boa. 1-2, single pass second. There won't be any throws here because the number in the infield will tell you whether the guy gets to third base or not. There is no throw to worry about. So no error on a throw there. Cash is a 3, but with 2 outs runs at a 4. To get from first to third, all he needs is a 3 or better, so Cash will make it without a throw. So there's no error on a throw there. Just going to be a single. Let's put runners on the corners. And now how big was that play at the plate? 2 down for Jay Johnstone. Could bring the lefty Hall to diminish Johnstone, but whoa, we can't diminish Johnstone. He can hit against lefties as good as he can against righties. Yay for the Phillies. He can, even though he has 350 bats, he can hit lefties as well as righties. We like that. So Baldwin, nothing going on. And if you catch my sarcasm. All right, Baldwin, 4-1. And against the lefty, that's a straight-up home run chance. Johnstone's a 9, but that's a 10. Boy, Johnstone just missed a home run by 1 number. Just went foul on the foul pole. So Johnstone will swing. 5-1, question mark 9 against a right-hander, goes to 19. That's a 15. It's a double for Jay Johnstone to right field. Jay Johnstone. See, I could have brought in a lefty, but it wouldn't have done any good. So what are you going to do? Cash will score. Boa runs at a 4, but with 2 outs, it becomes a 5. The double to right field with the Mets in the field. A double to right is a -1 total. So that drops him back to a 4. So 1-4, and Larry Boa will score. And he does. So Boa scores a 2-run double for Jay Johnstone. And the Phillies kind of breaking this open a little bit. Now it's 4-1. And Rick Baldwin not very happy about it. Here's Luzinski. Okay, so infield single, you say. Okay, so he was supposed to only get 1 base. He would have scored anyway on the double, so it works out without any problem. Baldwin, nothing on the strategy. Here comes Luzinski. Baldwin, 4-1. Walk. We just had that chance, but now we're against a righty, so that's a walk chance. And Luzinski will draw the base on balls. So Baldwin struggling a bit. Here's Dick Allen. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Baldwin trying to get that third out. 6-4 ballpark card going to Shea Stadium. 2-1 is a fly to right field, put away out there by Staub, and the inning is finally over. But 2 runs for the Phillies. They get 2 runs. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. So 7th inning stretch time here at Shea Stadium. Score: the Phillies 4 and the Mets 1. And let's see here. I guess RJL could lead a chorus of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" if he wishes. I don't know. Can't really hear it though from that way. I'm certainly not singing anything. I don't have a ukulele, so I'm not going to sing anything for sure. Rusty Staub is up. He homered for the only Mets run of the game. He's going to lead off here against Mr. Carlton. Carlton can face 29 batters, so he's definitely not anywhere near fatigue level yet. 4-2, that's a blank to a lefty, so we go to Staub. 4-5, and that is a fly to center field. Hauled in by Jerry Martin, 1 away for Kong Kingman. Mets running out of outs. Strategy rolls are pretty much going to be off now, I think. 5-5 is a walk chance. 18 is going to be too high, so we go to Kingman. 6-2, star 1 is a ground ball to third. Schmidt handles it, no problem. 2 down, and here's Heidemann. Five is a walk chance. 10. He would have walked him, but the stadium's a -1, so it takes the walk away, and Heidemann will swing. 3-1's a question mark 7. It goes to a 13, but that's a 19, so bad break there. Just a deep fly to left to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Mets. We go to the 8th inning. 4-1 Phils. 4-1 Phillies. Baldwin, I guess, will come back out. Let's see. He faced 7 batters. He can face 1 more batter before he tires. So RJL, I don't know if you want to leave him in the game or not. It's up to you. He can face 1 more batter, and then he gets tired. The batter up now is Oates, followed by Schmidt and Martin. That's who's coming up. If you want to go to the bull, I forgot to cross off Baldwin. So we have Sanders, Webb, Apodaca, and Hall remaining in the bullpen. Bring in Webb. Okay, we're going to bring in Webb. So Webb is coming on. Hank Webb. And Hank Webb actually is a part-time starter as well, and he has his own batting card. Hit .258. Wasn't a bad hitter for a pitcher either. So Hank Webb will be coming on. So Webb is on for Mr. Baldwin. He goes 1 inning, gives up 3 hits and 2 runs, all earned. 1 walk and no strikeouts. So a very forgettable outing for Mr. Webb. So here comes Johnny Oates to lead it off. 1-6, and against a righty that would be out, but against a lefty it's a blank. Go to Oates, 6-5. That's a single to left field. So Johnny Oates with a base hit. He is now 2 for 4. And Michael Jack Schmidt, your batter. Strategy rolls are off. 6-5. That's a strikeout chance, and he got him. So Mike Schmidt out on strikes. 1 away. Bringing up Mr. Jerry Martin to the plate. Webb, 1-2 is a walk chance. That's a 7. He walks out of 7, but the stadium takes away 1, so there is no walk. Martin will swing, though. 3-1. Ground ball to second, possible double play. He's only a 1. That's a 0 there. Halfway makes him you add 1, makes it a 2. The pivot is a Heidemann. He's a 0. So 1-2 is a double play. And it is. Double play. 4-6-3 to end the inning. So a 4-6-3 double play takes care of things here in the 8th by the Mets. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. And due up for the Mets here in the bottom of the 8th, it will be Stearns, the pitcher spot, and Kleins. Carlton has faced 25 batters. He can face 29, so he's still in good shape. So I'm assuming, RJL, you would want me to pinch hit for Mr. Webb coming up. That seems like a no-brainer. Since I didn't do the double switch, we will pinch hit for him, probably with Jesus Alou, who has the best average. Well, actually, no, Jerry Grody has the best average, but he's the backup catcher. So I'll let you figure out who you want to have pinch hitting. Unless you want to go with a lefty, but it's up to you. So Stearns is up against Carlton. 1-5, that's a strikeout chance. 11 is too high. We go to Stearns. Or did you want me to pinch hit for Stearns? That's another possibility. He is a 189 hitter, but I'm kind of letting RJL, since it's his Mets, I'm deferring to his managerial propositions of what he wants to do. Let Stearns hit. All right, we got a blank on Carlton, so we're going to Stearns. 2-2. It's a star 1, which is a ground ball to third. 1 away. Schmidt is all over it. And now the pitcher spot is up, so I'm assuming you're going to want a pinch hitter, Mr. RJL. So you tell me who you want. You want a Lou or Grody from the right side, or do you want a lefty to go face Mr. Carlton? Highest average is Cranepool at 323, but he is a lefty. Highest average of the righties is Jerry Grody at 295. You want Alou, okay? Jesus Alou in the morning. There he is. He will be into pinch hit. Jesus Alou. Pinch hitting here in the 8th inning with 1 out. 265 hitter. Carlton, 1-2. Automatic out against a right-hander, unfortunately. So that's going to be a fly to center field, 2 down. So unfortunately, that didn't work for the Mets. Bad break there. And now we got the top of the order in Gene Kleins. Carlton is set to lead off the 9th inning, so we're probably going to cap Carlton right here, as he did not pitch a complete game in the real game. So we're going to probably bring in Gene Garber if the save situation still presents itself. Here's Kleins. Sanders to pitch in the 9th. Will do. Kleins, 3-1. Walk chance. That's a 9. Too high for that, so Kleins will swing. 4-5, and against a... Oh, I was looking at 5-5. My bad. 5-5 would have been a double. 4-5 is a fly to right to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down to Carlton, finishing with a vengeance and a blaze of glory here. We go to the top of the 9th, 4-1, favor of the Phillies. Webb's going to go 1 inning, and he's going to give up 1 hit and nothing else. He did get a strikeout. And now Sanders will be coming on to pitch, and he's going to face a pinch hitter because Steve Carlton is set to lead off, but Carlton can face 29 batters. He has faced 28, so there's no reason to leave him in there any longer, I don't think. So they're going to go to the bench, will the Phillies, for a pinch hitter. First things first, Mr. Ken Sanders is going to be the pitcher for the Mets. So Sanders is in, and for the Phillies, let's look at their bench. They have a couple of left-handers, Tommy Hutton and Rodzinski. Rodzinski only had 19 at bats, so I don't like to use him. Let's see who they want to go to. I'm thinking in real life they would probably pull the trigger on Tom Hutton. So when Tommy Hutton bats, everybody listens. Tommy E.F. Hutton. So he will be on to pinch hit here in the 9th for the Phillies. And Gene Garber is in the Philly bullpen. Yep, I agree, Brian B. We're looking at a lot of good lefties in there. Cranepool, Milner, Unser, Garrett, all those guys pinch hit in real life in the game. So here's Hutton. 2-4, and that's a blank to a lefty. So the fact they brought in Hutton, didn't use a righty, goes to a blank. Hutton, 6-2, ground ball to second. Mian is there. And Hutton is done. Back to the top of the order for Dave Cash and his 699 at bats. Sanders 4-2. That's a range play actually. I was looking at 4-1 at first. 4-2 is a range play. 5-2 is a ground ball to third. We're looking at the range of Mr. Joe Torre. Joe Torre's range, or lack thereof. At third base, he's a 3, which is average, so we can't complain about that. 3 is his range, but he can't get it. Failed range play. Failed range play. So let's see if it's a single or a double. It's just a single for Dave Cash. So Cash with his first hit of the game. Strategy rolls are off, so there's no steals or pickoffs or any of that stuff. Larry Bowl will swing. Infield is halfway, though. 3-6 is automatic out for Sanders. Let's see what kind of out it is. He's a half and half, three flyouts and 3 ground outs. This one is a fly to center, so get the fly ball. Center field for out number 2. And here comes the dangerous Jay Johnstone. He had that big double, 2-run double his last time up that really put the spread in the game. Hello, Mr. Beatles Eternally. You know, Beatles, I don't know why you don't say goodbye. I say hello. I just don't get it. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, but I say hello. That counts. All right. Sanders with the pitch to Johnstone. 3-3, and against the lefty, that's a walk chance. 4 will walk him, so Sanders running into can't get that third out of the 9th inning. And that's going to bring up the bull Luzinski. But Sanders pretty much still the best option you have unless you want to bring in Apodaca in a non-save situation, which I'm not sure you want to do that. So Sanders against Luzinski. 6-4, it's a blank. We go to Luzinski's card. 3-5, it's a ground ball to third. It's going to end the inning. So Torre will just step on the bag, actually. And, no, actually, he'll throw to first. Keep it simple. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. And we go to the 9th, last chance. See, Sanders, assuming he goes 1 inning, he gave up a hit and a walk with nothing else. So new pitcher coming in for the Phillies, it'll be Gene Garber. And I'll give you the totals on Carlton here in a second. But Gene Garber and his 14 saves will be on for the Phillies to try to wrap it up. They do have Tug McGraw in the bullpen as well in case Garber falters. So let's see what the Mets want to do. They have Mian, Jones, and Torre due up against Garber. Carlton went 8 innings, gave up 5 hits and 1 run, which was the home run to Staub. Let's see, he walked 1. He only walked Heidemann. That's the only walk he had in the game. Struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 strikeouts. So for Carlton in the game, his line score, 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. And Gene Garber takes over to face Mian, Jones, and Torre, the scheduled hitters. But you've got all these lefties on the bench. All these lefties on the bench. Well, let's see here, Mr. Brian B. Hutton is a 5. Let's see, Hutton, if we do that, then the pitcher, we have to do a double switch. So we will do that for Brian B. We will do a double switch in Brian B's honor. Hutton will go in to play first base, and he will bat 9th as he's in Carlton's spot. So he will be at first base. Will Hutton. And the pitcher spot, taking Garber's place will be, taking Allen's place will be Gene Garber. So Tommy Hutton will be in to play first base. He's going to bat 9th. Hutton is a 5 range with a 4 error rating, whereas Allen was a 3 range with a 14 error rating. So a much improved defense thanks to that. Much improved. And while we're at it, Greg Luzinski, not known for his defense in any way. Let's see if we have anybody better defensively in the outfield. Their outfielders aren't very good, though. Now, I mean, Anderson's a 2, and he's not even rated for left field. Ollie Brown's a 2, so we're going to stick with Luzinski in left. We'll stick with Luzinski in left field. That's what we will do. All right, so all of that's out of the way. We got the pitcher spot, Garber, and he's batting in the 5th position. And Hutton stays in the game, play first, and bats in the 9th position. So nothing for the Phillies in the top of the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Mets. Now, Mr. RJL, are we pinch hitting for any of these guys coming up for the Mets? Felix Millan, probably not. But you got Cleon Jones, who was a 240 hitter, and you've got Torrey, 247, with some lefties on the bench. Millan's 0 for 2. I'm sorry, Cleon Jones, though, is 3 for 3. Torrey is 0 for 3, so Millan hits. I definitely figured Millan would hit, but you do have Cranepool, Unser, and Garrett and Phillips and Milner all on the bench from the left-hand side. Garber to Millan. 4-1's a blank. We go to Millan. 5-3, and that's a single to pass third base. So what do we say here about ninth inning magic, potentially? A single for Felix Millan. And now the scheduled hitter is Cleon Jones. But on the bench, you do have Wayne Garrett, who hit 266. You got Ed Cranepool hitting 323. And you got Dell Unser hitting 294. So there's all kinds of... it's 3 for 3. You let him hit because he's hot. Okay. Let him hit because he's hot. And, of course, he didn't have many at-bats, so he's a cookie-cutter card, so facing a righty is not really going to hurt him. Garber, though, is a little bit tougher against righties, so that's where you get the advantage there for the pitcher. He's on Garber's card, so we'll see. 5-2 is a blank. We go to Jones's card. 5-2 again, fly to center field. That's going to be out number 1. So here's Joe Torre. He is 0 for 3, but he could be pinch hit for if RJL wants me to bring in either Cranepool or Unser, or Garrett. You got 3 choices: 266 for Garrett, 294 for Unser, and 323 for Cranepool. Cranepool it is. So Ed Cranepool will pinch hit for Joe Torre. Mr. Cranepool. And they'll figure out defense if it gets to that. Least of their problems right now. So Cranepool will pinch hit. And Staub is on deck, so you're not going to pinch hit for Staub, obviously. So Cranepool is up against Garber. 5-5's a walk chance. 2 will walk him. So they will walk Mr. Cranepool. And with 1 out, runners are at first and second. Tying run is now at the plate in Rusty Staub, who was already homered in this game against the lefty Carlton. Now he's got a chance to homer against Garber, perhaps. Strategy rolls, though, are still off. Garber, 6-1, strikeout chance 10, will not get him. Staub will get the swing. 2-4, it's a fly to right field, though, for out number 2. And I don't know that you want to risk Millan trying to get to third. That could end the game. Let's look at his numbers. Technically, he's a 3. Right fielder arm is Johnstone, who is a -1, drops him to a 2. So I don't think they're going to risk it. Although to be out, you have to go through a lot of stuff. So 1, he actually does make it. How about that? I rolled forward anyway. He did make it. So Millan does take third. Kind of caught him off guard. They weren't expecting that. I think they almost just gave it to him, kind of thing. Johnstone wasn't paying attention. Oh, you say keep him a second? I rolled, he made it. So how about that? I rolled a 1 and he made it. Now, with the tying run at the plate, Kong is a 20 home run. So if you want to take a chance that he might hit the home run thing, you can keep him in there. I guess you don't want to pinch hit for Kingman, even though he's only a 231 hitter. I'm assuming with a tie and run, you want Kingman up there, so that's what we're going to go with. Garber will face Kingman, although Kingman has a lot more home run chances on the grid against lefty. He's got 2 chances for home runs, but he does have a solid chance here at 1-1 for a straight-up home run there. So Garber, 1-2 is a blank, so we're going to Kingman. He gets the shot, a 1-1. We got a tie game. Couldn't get that. We got a 4-5, which is a star 2. It's a ground ball to second. And unfortunately for the Mets, the ball game is over. So for the Mets, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. Phillies win it by a score of 4-1. Winning pitcher, Steve Carlton. The save goes to Garber. He went 1 inning, gave up a hit and a walk, nothing else. And the loss will go to Mr. Tate. Carlton the win, Tate the loss, Garber the save. And I'll do the totals real quick for you. I've got the Phillies with 4 runs on 11 hits. And let's see if they make any errors. The Phillies made 1 error. That was on Boa. And left on base for the Phillies, they had 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 left on base. And for the Mets, 1 run. And they also committed 1 error. And they totaled 6 hits. And they left on 5. So we'll clear the thing here and bring in the line score. And the final line score is going to read 4, 11, and 1 for the Phillies. 1, 6, and 1 for the Mets. Phillies left on 9, Mets left on 5. Winning pitcher Steve Carlton. Losing pitcher is Randy Tate. And the save goes to Mr. Gene Garber. He gets the save. Let's see here. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I know Section 518 did, in fact, barf. Next Saturday, the game of the week will be, let me pull it up for you. I don't have the lineup boards printed on that yet, but it will be, I do have them printed out actually. It's going to be from Kansas City. We'll get our first look at the Chicago White Sox in 1975. It'll be Jesse Jefferson for the White Sox, and I believe, I want to say it's Marty Patton for the Royals, but I don't know for 100% sure. I don't have the pitchers because it's a DH. I don't have the pitchers in the lineup board, so I don't know that for sure. But I do know for sure that it will be the White Sox and the Royals. And first chance and probably only chance to show the White Sox on the game of the week. So in an effort to fit everybody in there, that's what we have. And for those that stuck around, now that we've got a very curious little animal here, we're going to let Tabby lay on the board and do what she wants to do, I guess. We do have a feline, but it's not going to be a delay because the game's over with, but we'll let her make noises and do her thing, whatever she wants to do. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in. There she is, the Tabby. I'm trying to keep her where her butt is not on camera because we really don't want to do that. I don't want a FCC violation or something like that. So we'll keep Tabby to being where she is. And when she gets tired, hopefully she'll now leave, or she's going to take a nap there. She might be trying to tune in and take a nap here. She might be defacing my board, Robert. She might be taking out my board. Anyway, tomorrow night, we're going to be again with the Phillies, but it's going to be the 1993 season in replay baseball. It'll be the July 4th game. It was actually played July 4th, 1993. Of course, it'll be July 2nd for us. It'll be the Padres and the Phillies in that game from Veterans Stadium. I'm not Veterans Stadium. Veterans Stadium in 1993. From Veterans Stadium. It'll be Worrell for the Padres against Ben Rivera for the Phillies. So Tabby hopefully will not Well, if you damage a Mets card, Tabby, it's not that big a deal. How about that? We won't consider that sacrilege. Now, if you did a Phillies card, it'd be a different story, but not a Mets card. So Tabby just couldn't stand to let me have a little bit of time to myself without interjecting herself. So that's what she wants to do. So anyway, all right, Tabby, I think they've seen enough of you now. So again, tomorrow night, and I still haven't decided if I want to do it live or I want to pre-record it. It's going to be the Phillies and Padres on Replay Baseball 1993. And then after that, I'll probably recorded and uploaded on July 4th, will be the next game of the Yankee replay, Payoff Pitch 2022, as they host the Toronto Blue Jays before they go on the road to play the White Sox. So they have a 3-game set with the Blue Jays coming up. It'll be Kikuchi for the Blue Jays and Luis Severino for the Yankees, as the Yankees lost 2 or 3 to the Texas Rangers at home, so they're kind of smarting after that. And their record is now 17-11, so maybe a little bit underperforming as they did in real life. Well, now she really wants to stretch out. Tabby, what are we going to do with you? I don't have any idea. Don't forget Monday night. Don't forget Monday night, the 3rd, is the opening day of RJL's Inside Pitch 2016 season. Mets and the Royals from Kauffman Stadium. It'll be the Black Knight, Matt Harvey, against Edison Volquez. So be sure to check that out. And if you haven't seen his playthrough game, his game between the Cubs and the Cleveland Indians, the slow playthrough, really good thing to watch if you really want to learn the intricacies of the game. He goes really slow and explains everything that's happening and why it's happening and what to check for and things like that. That's a good thing to do. Check out his video for that. Also check out other guys, and everybody who has Beatles always has some action PC games, or if not action PC, it's usually out of the park. And of course, it's going to be mostly dead ball, which that's what he likes, so that's what you go for. And all the guys out there that produce content, check them all out. I know I do. I watch more YouTube than I do TV. So if somebody's streaming or recording and uploading, I may not watch it, but I'll certainly listen to it if I'm in the car or something like that. I'll listen to it if I'm able to actually sit down and watch it. I'll watch it, but otherwise I'll listen to it, which is a lot of fun as well. So I think we're sticking the fork in the Tabby. I think she's kind of done. And if I'm going to play any more games today, I'm going to have to absolutely, Beatles, absolutely. Like I said, I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. So that's the best I could come up with on short notice. so yeah, definitely. And Action PC is a wonderful game. I played offline quite a bit, and I haven't really figured out how to stream much on the computer yet. I'm kind of limited to cards and dice with that. So maybe one of these days I'll figure out how to do something like that with the Action PC game or an OOTP. But right now I'm leaving the computer stuff to you and to Al Red Sox fan and Uncle Ron, Dave Gardner, all those guys that do the computer stuff. We'll leave that for you guys. You guys are the experts on stuff like that. And boy, Tabby just doesn't want to move. So, well, I got to get ready to go anyway because I got to leave here about 1:30. So I need to get everything. OBS, there you go. I've got OBS. I just can't figure the thing out. I can't. Maybe my equipment's just not very good. I don't know. I don't. I would have to put somehow get my phone to be the camera device on that because. Well, I guess if you're doing a computer, I guess you could capture the screen. I just go through and look at a tutorial on OBS to figure out how to work all that stuff out. Right now, I don't really know how to do that. So, I guess I could practice and practice doing some recordings and see how they turn out. All right, Doug. Take care, everybody. I have to get ready to go myself because I got to leave here in about a half hour, and I need to do some things, get myself together before I do that. So appreciate all you guys tuning in earlier than normal. I mean, like I said, most Saturdays it could be 1 o'clock, but today, just because of other things going on, I had to move it up a little bit. And again, tomorrow night, probably around 8 o'clock, it will either be a live one or it'll be a Memorex, as they say. I've got to figure out if I want to try to do. I'm thinking replay might be a little harder to do live, but maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how I want to handle that. But in the meantime, that'll be the next video tomorrow night. Phillies, 1993 Phillies against the Padres on Replay Baseball. And like I said, if anybody wants one of these, they're on the little cheat fielding things. They're on Facebook, Universal Baseball Association. Robert has uploaded these and a couple other helpful items that you can use. And all I use a penny sleeve for my baseball cards, and I just take this out, and then I've got a clean copy for next time. So the next time I want to play a game, I just put a brand new penny sleeve over it and use my pen, and I'm good to go. But that's the template right there. And Robert has that in the Universal Baseball Association to do. So, again, final score. We get Tabby out of the way. Tabby, watch out. She finally jumped down. Good thing. Final score, Phillies 4, Mets 1 from Shea Stadium. Winning pitcher Steve Carlton, loser Randy Tate, and the save to Mr. Gene Garber. So until next time, which for me will be tomorrow night, till then, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road. Have a happy Saturday, everybody.